Hello! Hello! Welcome to Improper Aspect Ratio Theater. Because I'm driving! Hi, this is Randy with Valentine Goose. Once again headed to Sioux Territory to help out a person of interest. And I'm falling asleep, and it's very windy. And this road is perfectly straight and has no curves, and the ground is flat. I gotta talk or I'm gonna fall asleep. So, these are times when I'm thinking about things, and I'm thinking about my own hunt and Forrest Fenn's hunt and what the next hunt's gonna be, and different things, and how to decipher a BO code without the source material. But the thing is, I was thinking about why is Jack withholding information? And I can only come up with three reasons. I can't, for some reason, I can't do that. My pinky doesn't want to bend now. Anyway, so why would Jack withhold information? First of all, this is the one I believe, and it's my opinion, and it's not fact until it's proven as fact. But my opinion is that he's being advised not to talk, and either it's an overzealous lawyer or a brother-in-law or something going, "Don't say nothing about this hunt. Don't say nothing." And he's like, "But I want to, Dad." And they're like, "No, keep your mouth shut." And that's the one I think. I think he wants to talk, but he's in a position where maybe he signed an NDA or something, and he can't talk, or he's being advised not to talk. The other thing is, like I said, there's three reasons why he might do this. And one is he simply doesn't care. He's got the chest. He's relaxed. He's ignoring everything. Even though he's getting tons of emails and he's watched videos, and I'm sure he's watched some of the videos, but I'm sure, I don't buy this one. First of all, he was part of the community. He called into AGK. He was going to start a channel, it looked like, at one point. He put out a video on bias. So he was kind of a part of the community. I think if you're part of the community, you're going to care about the community. Like, if you found it, I'm sure you're going to want to tell everybody you found it, where you found it, and everything else. So that's why I think someone's advising him not to. And the third reason is this one I don't want to believe, but it's a possibility. And since it is a possibility, I got to say it. He's just a big asshole, and he's sitting there. He's the type of person that'll pass you and then slow down, or, open his car door into your door, or push over your snowman. He's just an asshole. And he's like, people want all this information from me, and I'm withholding it, and that makes me feel good. And again, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for any reason. For the same reason, I don't think he's keeping quiet because he doesn't care. I think he's part of the community, and he wants to be part of the community. He might even be an alias in the community somewhere. But I know, if you look at his past on BuzzFeed or whatever it was, and he's had some controversy and controversy, as Simon says. There's controversy. But I just don't see, and it might be something else. Maybe he's being sued, not by anyone that has any relation to the hunt, but maybe he's being sued by somebody, and if he claims the chest, that chest might become part of a payout. If you declare bankruptcy, and the chest would become an asset that could be sold to pay off the bankruptcy, or something along that line. So, not necessarily hunt related, but I still think someone is advising him to keep your mouth shut. But yeah, the last couple of, so there's been so much information coming out, and I only watch 2-3 channels at tops. 3 channels, I think, plus my own. That's 4. So yeah, there's been a lot of information coming out. I thought it was really interesting that Forrest told Dale he was within 100 yards, and that doesn't surprise me at all, because that's what I believed always. If you are, an 80-year-old man, and I always believed to put him below the home of Brown is where you park your car, and I think a lot of people believe that, because you're driving your car and you got to put in, and you put him below the home of Brown. That's where you park. That's where you start walking. And I always thought home of Brown. That's why I always get on Street View. I'd be like, okay, here's my general area. I'm gonna put my guy on the Street View and go down the road and see if there's anything that jumps out at me as home of Brown. And that's where you park. He made 2 trips, and if it's 100 yards, I know exactly what 100 yards is. Our factory is about the size of 6 football fields, and I've measured it many times. And I know that when I'm walking out to do a job, first I have to go through the office building, then through the link hallway, then into the factory, and then down the main aisle of the factory. And I know, boom, right there, that's 100 yards. And then if I keep walking to the frame department and into the brake department, boom, that's another 100 yards. So I know pretty much how long 100 yards is. And I know that when I walk that at night, it's not the best thing. I'm out of shape, and I walk that. I always said I had the body of an 88-year-old, but I walk that, and it's like, oh man, I'm so tired. My back hurt. I've actually lost 20 pounds, and since I've done that, my back doesn't hurt as bad, but it's still dang, I just, don't want to do this. So I can picture, and Forrest is probably in a lot better shape than I am, even being older than me, but yeah, so I always pictured that. I don't think he walked a mile. I don't think he would even do that. Walking a mile is, if I walk completely around the factory, I think I walk 2/5 of a mile, and that's enough. And that's on level ground with no rocks and trees and stuff. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me 100 yards off. I wouldn't mind seeing a path. Here's all the roads I traveled, so it was right in there somewhere. He said he never visited Slow Creek or northeastern Yellowstone or a few other places. I don't remember if he said he visited the medicine wheel, but that would be interesting. But yeah, I just have my own theories on that. And not to be confused, and this is what I did in the last video. I said, yeah, Forrest said that he went out and hit the chest and came back before anyone noticed he was gone. People said, well, he probably just told people he went fishing. I was like, no, because that way people would notice he was gone. Not noticing you're gone is when you go away somewhere and come back and they're like, where were you? Or were you down in the bar or something? Not, he told us he went fishing, so he was gone for a day and no one thought about where he was. To me, that's telling someone where you are. That's not going and coming back without someone noticing. Because people, if you tell someone you're going, then they're going to notice you're gone. So I still believe that's what he said. He went and came back without anyone noticing. So it can't be that far from Cody. All these little clues are coming out. It's windy. So yeah, those are my beliefs. And I have a kind of this bugs me. When Jack says he doesn't want to reveal the spot because that's Forrest's special spot, and he doesn't want 1,000 people going there and trampling it and ruining it. And I honestly don't believe that. First of all, he made his special spot the focus of a treasure hunt. He must have known people were going to go there, and he wasn't afraid of anything happening. And like I said in my last video, I think he wanted to share his special spot. So if he's sharing his special spot, that's what he wanted. He wanted to share it. He put his treasure there so people would go there and go, wow, now I can see why this is a special spot. He didn't put it there to say, oh, I hope no one finds the treasure and finds my special spot. That just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't think that was his wishes, and I don't buy that at all. And like I said, I think he's under some sort of advisement not to say where it is, and that's just his excuse not to say where it is. But like, I have a kind of a parallel here. I live, I don't know, a couple miles from where Buddy Holly crashed. And he crashed in a private field. It's on private land, but there's a tractor pathway that goes up to it. And it's about, I would say it's over 100 yards, I would think. But yeah, thousands of people visit that site all the time. I've never gone there and have been alone. There's always been somebody else. And then when you get close to the actual anniversary of his death, there's cars lined up down the road. They're all going up to see that. And that spot has never been trampled. It's never been ruined. Yes, there's a small plaque there that says this is where Buddy Holly died, and then the Big Bopper, and then they named the pilot and all that. And yes, people they'll drop a necklace or a ring or a picture. I've gone up there and seen pictures of people at the surf ballroom, but I've never seen it a mess. I've never seen trash. I've never seen anything ruined. I've never seen the plaque vandalized. And that's been there for years and years, decades. And it's never been ruined. No one's ever tried to paint it. There is a little statue at the start of the trail. People sign their names on it. But there's no graffiti. There's nothing obscene. It's just there, and every time I've gone there, it's been different. So I don't know if someone's cleaning it up, or if some people leave something and take something. But yeah, I've been there maybe 4 times in the past 5 years. Every time I've gone there, it's been completely different. Just the plaque is the same, but the stuff around it, there'll be flowers, pictures, all kinds of things. But there's usually maybe 10 things most around the plaque, and that's including like flowers and stuff. And I just can't see, that many people, and I can't see that many people visiting Forrest's spot. I can't. I think once people know, like, oh, right there's exactly where it is, that urge to go visit is going to drop. And yeah, you might get a few people go there first, and yes, they might leave a frog or a statue, or I'm thinking of a little statue, or a coin or something. But if Buddy Holly's spot can stay there for decades and not get trampled and not get ruined and survive things that people leave there, I don't see why Forrest's spot would be any different. In fact, I think it would be less for Forrest because it's further out of the way. And Buddy Holly, I don't want to compare Buddy Holly to Forrest Fenn, but yeah, there's, like I said, I've never gone out there and have been alone. There's always been at least 2 or 3 other cars, 2 or 3 other groups of people walking the trail up there. And like I said, it's a tractor trail, so I mean, I'm sure if enough people visit Forrest spot, there might be a little trail developed. But there's trails anyway. There's trails all over Yellowstone. And they might even name it someday. Hey, this is the Forrest Fenn Trail. And I think that would be a good thing, But yeah, having seen, I just thought of that on this drive. I was like, you know what? That Buddy Holly site has never been vandalized. It's never been dug up. No one's ever stolen the plaque. No one's ever pooped on it. No one's ever done anything obscene. And there's always about, like I said, 10 or 15 items around there, coins, rings. People like to leave glasses. They'll buy the Buddy Holly glasses, and you'll see a pair of glasses there. Pictures, and then the next time you come, and you don't see any. Iowa's very, very windy. In fact, I'm looking at wind farms right now, and even if the stuff put there, you don't see it blowing out into the field because it's cornfields on both sides. And I've gone there where the field's been plowed and it's perfectly flat and smooth and no tall plants or anything. But you don't see any trash out there. You don't see papers. You don't see something that someone put down and it blew away. It was perfectly clean. And then on the other side, because the wind kind of blew in one direction, on the other side you don't see anything else either. You don't see trample. You don't see people vandalize. So much as like there's flowers that grow along the path, and you don't even see people picking those flowers. So to say that, oh yeah, Forrest Fenn spot will get trampled and ruined, hey, don't buy that. 0%. You know that's not going to happen. It might become a small, tiny shrine. People might leave, you know, a copper Dan coin or something out there. But no, it's not. It's not going to get ruined, not in the slightest. In fact, I think it'll do more damage if people keep looking for it. So I'm not buying that. So in conclusion, and I'm at 16 minutes. In conclusion, I think that he's being advised by whatever lawyer or family friend or someone, and they must really be harping on, don't tell no one, don't tell no one. And I know he said he moved into a high security building because he was scared. And I know any other, you know, I don't know any other hunters personally, but I've been watching them in chat for the past year and a half. I've been watching their blogs, I've been reading their stuff, watching their videos, and I'm pretty sure if anyone else had found it, we would know the spot by now. Unless someone advised them. You know, if I found it, I don't think I could have kept my mouth shut driving home. You know, I'm pretty sure I would have sent a picture of it to someone and said, hey, look, I got the chest. And yeah, I would have drove it home with me. I don't care. It'd be under my bed right now. And yeah, I'd be bragging, and I'd be like, oh, I wonder who's gonna want what and all this stuff. And I think a lot of people would be like that, unless, of course, some lawyer said, hey, don't say nothing about this until such and such happens, you know, or something. And then, even then, I would say, hey, I was advised not to talk about this. I wouldn't say, oh, I don't want Forrest spot trampled. I would say, hey, yeah, you can go there. Maybe I'll privately, maybe I'll put it in my own poem or my own cipher and put it out there. But no, I am not buying it. Not even a little bit. Just come and visit the Buddy Holly site. Stop in and see me. I always have Pepsi in the fridge. In fact, I got Pepsi right here next to me. And, my daughter's trying to fix up the back porch. You know, we got a big patio in the back, and she keeps doing stuff to fix it up, and she's into that. So yeah, come by and visit, and we'll sit in our new reclining outdoor chairs, and there's a place on the wall where we can hang a TV now and stuff, and yeah, it's not that bad. If you visit Buddy Holly's site, you goddamn better stop and see the grotto, because the grotto, it's one of the largest collections of crystals in the world. It's got an amazing story behind it. I go there at least 3 or 4 times a summer because I just can't get enough of that grotto. And I went there the first time to make fun of it because it's a grotto. It's a Catholic. It's on the Catholic church grounds, and a priest made it. And I went there to kind of like, oh, let's see what this priest did. And I absolutely fell in love with the place. That's my favorite place in the world right now. No place I would rather go. In fact, when I do these trips to Sioux City, about every other time, I'll get off the highway and go see the grotto. It's in West Bend, Iowa. And if you're coming from the west, you can go through West Bend and visit the grotto, and then keep going and visit Buddy Holly's site, and then past the airport, and that's where I live. And then there's nothing else in Iowa. So, but once you hit the Mississippi, at least it gets pretty. But yeah, that's my 2 cents, and I can't see anyone changing my mind. He's being advised. That spot will never be trampled. It will never be ruined. No matter, I don't care if 100 people go there the first year. I don't think anything's going to happen to it. I don't know. It just, that's my belief. And one of those three things is true. It's got to be one of those three things. There's not really anything else. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I think I'm a little bit awake now. I'm still driving in a perfectly straight line through perfectly flat lands. And I got to move a mattress. I got to put a mattress on the roof of the car and take it to the dump. And I know the dump is going to charge me extra because it's a mattress and it wasn't tarped. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. And I can see if you got a load of papers and they're blowing out, you got to tarp it. But it's just a single mattress on the roof, so I'm going to have to pay the extra $10. But such is life. And anything else I can think of? Anything going on? I did get the token, a duplicate token with a different message on the back. Still don't know what I'm going to do with it. Who knows? I announced that in my last video and no one even said anything, so maybe I'll just put it on my keychain. Or I got lots of places in my car because I got, like, I don't know if you can see this. I have a Tinkerbell hanging from my rear view mirror. I could put that token there on that same chain or whatnot. Or just put it on my dashboard or something. But yeah, I kind of like it. I'm kind of remembering, it reminds me like how heavy duty it was. It's a solid piece of stainless steel with an enamel picture on one side and then the engraving on the back. And it's just so solid, and I'm sure it's going to last for ages and ages because it's a 30-year hunt. Anyway, I'm going to go. I guess I'll see y'all later. Take care.